really amazed how can somebody can give such an impressive message by using such a nice story and simple word. Good afternoon, judges, dear Toastmasters, guests, and in particular Sanjana. Believe me, let me start from the start. Every Toastmaster looks for a good start. If you are grabbing the attention of audience for the first 2 to 3 sentences, half of the battle you have already won. You have started like you have read somewhere about terrorists on the newspaper, and believe me, everyone started thinking that you are really giving some serious speech, and you already at that particular point of time only you have grabbed the attention of everybody. Moving ahead, believe me, this is a kind of speech which is very simple yet impressive. You wanted to throw a message to everyone, and it's very clear and very obvious. And at the end of the speech, everyone knows what you wanted to say. And that too, using such a simple story that most probably everybody would have listened in their most probably college days or school days. If you would ask me to give a few suggestions to you, at some point of time you have shown body language, but as they say, Toastmasters, we don't speak only English. There are two kinds of language, English language and body language. But your body language was present in bits and pieces. For example, you said that the Suraj was 5 years old and his mother used to put tilak on his head. But there were parts of your speech where you required to put in body language. For example, you said, you might have said this way, that he started train and he put off his shirt off and started running towards the train. This is a kind of body language if you would have put, believe me, audience might have got more interested in your speech than what they were. The second point I would like to include is voice modulation. There were voice modulation at few points of time, but think of this thing. What if you have said, stop, stop, are you going to die, man? So if you would have actually increased and decreased your pitch, actually audience don't have anything else left but to listen on your speech. Let me finally conclude your speech the way you concluded. You have all the courage to overcome the fear of public speaking, and you have shown that coming up onto the stage, and not only your mother but all the bunch of people present here are proud of that. I wish you all the best of luck for the coming speeches that you give. Thank you.
Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and Sanjana in particular. Boom! The sound of firecracker, which will tell us about the imminent and upcoming Diwali. But as we all know that there is ban on firecrackers, so your speech was the perfect firecracker I was looking forward to before this Diwali. And trust me, I tell you that you didn't disappoint us at all. Your opening really grabbed my attention when you talked about the blast in Mumbai and Delhi. And then you went on to tell us about a story about Suraj, a young kid or 12 years old who saved the lives of hundreds while stopping a train wherein some chips were missing. I really like the fact that you gave the story in a very chronological manner. You talked us about the life of Suraj, how his parents died, how his father died when he was 5 years old, and then how he was a brilliant kid, and eventually he left his exam to save life of hundreds of people. There are 3 things which I think that you did really well in your speech. The first one is the structure. You had a proper opening, a really good body in the speech wherein you talked about the story, and conclusion where you talked about bravery, courage and patriotism. So that was really well done. I really like the fact that you had great voice modulation throughout your speech, specifically when you said that suddenly he got a shock, so you changed your voice. Please stop the train, you raised the voice. And then you also had good gestures during the speeches when you said on one hand and then on the other hand. So that was all really well done. What is most important thing is about storytelling is there are 3 C's, which is conflict, cure and change. So that was pretty much shown in your speech. Conflict, whether I should go for the exam or whether I should save lives of millions. Change, that is what you do, and cure, what you are supposed to do, and change in the direction how it changes the speech. So the 3 C's were very eminent in your speech. So these are the things which I thought that you were really well done. One thing where I think you can improve upon is that I felt your opening didn't transition properly into the body, because you started by talking about serial blast in Mumbai and Delhi, and then you went on to tell us a story about Suraj, how he stopped a train to save a life of millions of people. So that doesn't connect properly. So perhaps you can work on that. I really like the what's in it for me factor, that we should always be about thinking about bravery and courage and think about our country first. And to conclude, I have a few lines for you. Sanjana, your speech was about bravery and courage, which collectively changed the way we look at our self-image. You really connected with the audience when you shared Suraj's experience. Your rate, pitch and gestures were one among the best. And forget me and forget the other contestants, you are the hero of today's area contest. Mr. Contestant.